Imagine a sunny afternoon in 1991, 5 boys venture out to catch frogs and never return. This is the chilling tale of the Frog Boys, an unsolved mystery that continues to haunt South Korea even over 3 decades later. On an otherwise ordinary day in March, 5 young boys, aged between 9 and 13, set out on an adventure. Their mission was simple: to catch frogs in the outskirts of Daegu, a bustling city in South Korea. The boys, known for their lively spirit and camaraderie, set off with excitement, unaware of the fate that awaited them. The boys, Woo Chol-won, Jo Ho-yoon, Kim Yong-gyu, Park Chan-in, and Kim Jong-sik, were friends and classmates. They were collectively known as the Frog Boys, a nickname that would later become synonymous with one of South Korea's most infamous unsolved mysteries. When the Frog Boys didn't return home that evening, panic set in. Their families, alarmed by their absence, reported the matter to the police. What followed was one of the largest search operations in the history of South Korea. Over 300,000 police and troops were deployed, flyers were distributed, and the entire nation held its breath, praying for the safe return of the Frog Boys. The search went on for 11 long years, but the boys remained missing. Then, in 2002, a grim discovery was made. A man, out foraging for acorns, stumbled upon the skeletal remains of the Frog Boys, tucked away in a remote mountain crevice. The discovery sent shockwaves across the nation, and the mystery deepened. Despite extensive investigations, the cause of their death couldn't be determined. Theories swirled, ranging from accidental death to foul play, but the truth remained elusive. The case of the Frog Boys was officially closed in 2006, without any conclusive answers. Today, the Frog Boys serve as a chilling reminder of a mystery that remains unsolved. Their story is a haunting tale of friendship, innocence lost, and a nation's relentless search for answers. Despite the efforts of investigators, the truth behind the Frog Boys' tragic end is still shrouded in mystery. From 1986 to 1991, South Korea was gripped by a series of chilling serial murders that remained unsolved for decades. This horrifying chapter in the country's history is known as the Hwaseong serial murders. In the span of 5 years, 10 innocent women met gruesome ends, their lives brutally snuffed out by an elusive predator. These were not random acts of violence. The victims, ranging in age from 14 to 71, were carefully selected. Each was strangled with their own clothing, the chilling signature of a cold-blooded killer. Despite employing advanced criminal profiling techniques, the authorities were left grasping at shadows. The case eventually went cold, leaving a pall of fear and uncertainty that hung over Hwaseong for decades. The silence was finally broken in 2019, when a man named Lee Chun-jae confessed to the murders while serving a life sentence for a separate crime. Lee's confession was startlingly detailed, aligning closely with the specifics of the crimes. It seemed, at last, that the mystery had been solved. However, this revelation was met with a bitter twist of irony. Due to South Korea's 30-year statute of limitations on murder, Lee could not be prosecuted for the Hwaseong killings. He remains in prison for his other crimes, but the families of the Hwaseong victims have been denied the closure of seeing their loved one's killer brought to justice. Even with Lee's confession, questions linger. Some wonder if he truly acted alone, while others question whether he was responsible for even more unsolved murders. Despite the apparent resolution, the enigma of the Hwaseong serial murders continues to haunt South Korea, a chilling reminder of a time when a ruthless killer stalked its streets. While the confession appears to solve the mystery, questions remain, and justice eludes the victims. As we delve deeper into South Korea's unsolved mysteries, we are reminded of the enduring human quest for truth, justice, and the resolve to never forget the victims. In 2018, the president of Interpol, Kim Jong-yang, vanished during a trip to China, triggering international concern. This was not a case of an ordinary citizen going missing. This was a high-profile figure, the head of an international organization, disappearing without a trace. The world watched, stunned, as the news broke out. Kim Jong-yang wasn't just anyone. He was South Korea's top cop, a seasoned law enforcement official with more than 2 decades of experience under his belt. His appointment as the president of Interpol, the International Criminal Police Organization, was a testament to his expertise and dedication. But during a routine trip to China, he vanished, as if swallowed by the earth itself. His disappearance sparked a global outcry. Interpol, the very organization he headed, launched a worldwide search, but to no avail. The South Korean government demanded answers, but the Chinese authorities remained tight-lipped. The international media was abuzz with theories and speculations. Was it a political move? An act of retaliation? A case of foul play? The questions were many, but answers were scarce. As days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, the hope of finding Kim Jong-yang started to fade. His family, waiting anxiously back home in South Korea, grappled with the agonizing uncertainty. The world could only watch as the search for the Interpol president turned into a cold case. The mysterious disappearance of Kim Jong-yang was not just an isolated incident. It was indicative of a larger, more sinister pattern. High-profile disappearances were not unheard of in the region. In the past, several prominent figures had vanished under mysterious circumstances, only to resurface in North Korea or China, sometimes years later. But in Kim Jong-yang's case, there was no such revelation. Despite the relentless efforts of Interpol, the South Korean government, and international investigators, Kim Jong-yang's fate remains unknown. His disappearance continues to baffle authorities worldwide, leaving behind a trail of questions and a void that's hard to fill. Despite international pressure, the fate of Kim Jong-yang remains a mystery. Since 2011, eerie ghost ships have been washing up on South Korea's shores, sparking numerous theories. This chilling tale of the sea is not a scene from a horror film, but a real-life mystery that has baffled authorities and intrigued onlookers for over a decade. These aren't your typical ghost ships, mind you. They're often small, wooden vessels, battered by the waves and weather, carrying a grim cargo, the decomposed bodies of North Korean sailors. It's a sight that sends shivers down the spine and raises 1,000 questions. Who were these unfortunate souls? What were they doing in the open sea? And most importantly, why did they meet such a tragic end? Theories abound, each more intriguing than the last. Some speculate that these sailors are defectors, attempting to escape the harsh regime of North Korea. Others suggest they're fishermen, driven into dangerous waters by their country's demand for seafood. Yet another theory posits that they are spies, sent on covert missions that ultimately lead to their doom. Yet, despite the myriad conjectures, the truth remains elusive. North Korea, known for its secrecy, offers no clues. The South Korean authorities, despite their best efforts, find no definitive answers. The ships themselves, though teeming with potential evidence, remain silent, their secrets locked away beneath layers of rust and rot. As the years pass, the mystery only deepens. The ghost ships, once a rare sight, are now a common occurrence. In 2017 alone, over 100 vessels washed up on South Korean shores. And with each new discovery, the intrigue grows, the theories multiply, and the questions persist. These ghost ships, their tragic cargo, and their enigmatic journeys across the sea, serve as a haunting reminder of the unresolved mysteries that lie at the heart of the Korean peninsula. They are a testament to the human tragedies that often get lost amidst political tensions and territorial disputes. The ghost ships continue to appear, their tragic cargo a grim reminder of an unresolved mystery. As we delve deeper into the enigmas of South Korea, remember these ghost ships, and the silent tales they carry within their weather-beaten hulls. For decades, South Korea has been a hotspot for unexplained UFO sightings, sparking curiosity and fear. The history of these sightings is as diverse as it is intriguing, with numerous accounts spanning across different cities and over several years. From the bustling streets of Seoul to the serene landscapes of Jeju Island, unidentifiable flying objects have been reported in the skies, baffling locals and experts alike. One of the most notable cases occurred in the year 2007. It was an ordinary summer day until a strange object was spotted in the sky. The sighting was not isolated to a single person or location. Hundreds of people across the city reported seeing the same thing. This mass sighting was even captured on video, which quickly went viral, fueling widespread speculation. The object, described as a bright, pulsating light moving in erratic patterns, was unlike any aircraft known to man. The government's response was swift, but inconclusive. The official statement dismissed the sightings as a probable weather balloon or a misidentified aircraft. Yet, the skeptics were not convinced. They argued that the object's peculiar movements and luminosity didn't align with the characteristics of a conventional aircraft or weather phenomenon. Another intriguing case happened just last year. Residents of Busan reported a series of strange lights hovering over the city. These lights, arranged in a triangular formation, remained stationary for several minutes before disappearing without a trace. The incident, much like the 2007 sighting, was captured on camera and circulated on social media, stirring up a fresh wave of UFO theories. Despite the numerous sightings and the tangible evidence, the truth behind these UFO appearances remains elusive. The skeptics and believers continue to debate, but one thing is certain: these unexplained phenomena have etched themselves into South Korea's cultural narrative, adding another layer to the country's rich tapestry of mysteries. Despite numerous sightings and evidence, the truth behind these UFO appearances remains elusive. From the tragic frog boys to the eerie ghost ships, South Korea is a land of unsolved mysteries. We've been on a journey through the shadowy corners of South Korea's history, each tale more chilling than the last. We began with the heart-wrenching tale of the Frog Boys, 5 young friends who ventured into the mountains and were swallowed whole, their fate remaining a heart-rending mystery for an entire nation. We then moved to the spine-chilling enigma of the Hwaseong serial murders, a case that has baffled investigators for decades. Despite the advancement of forensic technology, the identity of the killer remains shrouded in a veil of darkness, adding to the eerie allure of this unsolved mystery. Next, we delved into the perplexing disappearance of Kim Jong-yang. His sudden vanishing act from a bustling airport in broad daylight is a riddle that continues to baffle us, and the lack of closure has left a gaping wound in the hearts of his loved ones. Our journey then took us to the enigmatic ghost ships, vessels found deserted on the shores of South Korea, their crews mysteriously vanished. These eerie apparitions of the sea continue to perplex maritime experts, adding another layer to the thick fog of mystery that envelops the nation. Finally, we looked skyward, exploring the unexplained UFO sightings that have intrigued and alarmed citizens and scientists alike. These unaccounted celestial events serve as a humbling reminder of the vast expanse of the unknown that lies beyond our grasp. Each of these mysteries, unresolved and haunting, has left an indelible mark on the psyche of the nation. They've stirred a collective curiosity, a yearning for answers, and a somber realization of the elusive nature of truth. As we delve deeper into these mysteries, we are left with more questions than answers, proving that sometimes, truth is indeed stranger than fiction.